Okay, so a couple things about assessment. I did notice, and I'll re-email this out, that on the one problem, let's see if I can make this bigger. This is for the 064 assessment. I noticed when graphing this, 200 did not fit on this graph, so I did want to go ahead and change that to 160 and 160. And I also noticed formatting wise, it went past 4 pages. So I did delete that to get it to 4 pages. So, and again, I'll email everyone about that. All right, so what's going to happen around midterm is you're going to assign this in Blackboard. Students can either print it or they can do the work on here, or they can do the work on a separate sheet of paper. That doesn't matter, okay? And so, but you do want them practicing on how to submit an assignment by using either some type of scanner, or I guess they could type everything in Word if they want to use Word, but that might be a little challenging. So for example, I have my students use Cam Scanner, and so they might either print it out or do it on paper. And what they do is they take photos with their phone with this app, and I did this before I changed the number to 160, so this is 200 still. And then what you do is you take pictures and your phone turns it into a PDF. And then what students do is they email it to themselves, and then they save it on their desktop like I just did, and then they'll attach it to the assignment to turn it in. So not something you want to practice the day of. You're going to want some other assignments in there. All right, so if I look at my Blackboard class, so if I go to course content, so for example, I had students write about themselves, and again, the directions here tell them to use the Cam Scanner app and so forth. And I give them links on how to submit a Blackboard assignment. I give them video or links on how to do Cam Scanner on Android and Apple. And sometimes the deluxe costs money, but it's free if you just do kind of the free version, which is all they need here. All right, so as an instructor, you are going to build an assessment. So we're going to build an assignment, and we're just going to label it midterm. And I'm going to call mine a quiz, and it's going to be a take-home quiz. So I might say something about it being a, take-home quiz. So do your best work, something like that. So I might type that in here. And then I'm going to browse my computer and go to my desktop. And I'm going to pick the, maybe if I can get it to work, this one, and submit. Okay, and then for points possible, all right, I'm going to add a rubric instead. So I'm going to add a rubric, and I'm going to select a rubric, and Tracy preloaded all these. So the one for the end of the year is there, and the one for midterm is here. So we just have to click it, and then we hit down here at the bottom. Sorry, I can't make this wider. Come on. I'm going to hit submit. All right, and then maybe usually enter that take. Let me see. Okay, so then the maximum points from the rubric goes in there. Okay, and if I want to see the rubric, I can do that. And so again, sorry, I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, and I don't know how big I can pull. I think I'm kind of stuck there. So we have our competencies, and again, this is problem 1, 2, 3. They all line up with the problem. And then start strong, and then work our way down, okay? And so what's going to happen then is you're going to click. So you're going to click a 4 if everything's perfect, both parts. If math is appropriate for the problem studied, student has one of the 2 parts correct, they're going to be here. The next one is the math is appropriate and they made some minor errors, okay? And then over here, they attempt the problem, some type of math that, looks mathy, I guess. And then the bottom one is very little work is shown. And so when you grade these, you just click on them. All right, so from the student side, so you're just going to hit submit. I usually pull this up to the top. Okay, and I don't know that I put a due date on there, so I'm going to go back and check. We got all that done. Preview. Okay, All right, so let me hit that. Sorry. It's viewing me as a student at this point, so let me cancel. All right, I'm going to go in here and edit a little bit from a faculty side. And so due date, you know, I'm guessing our due date's going to be sometime in October, so I might put this out to maybe October 19th. And as we all get there, we'll kind of know more. All right, so there's my assignment. Now, when students do this, then what they're going to do is they're either going to print, so they're either going to, that's going to download. And here we go. Okay, and they're either going to print this or do their answers are in paper and pencil. That's fine. There's 2 parts for each question. Okay. And then when they're done, they're going to take a scan of this using some type of app, so Cam Scanner app. And then when they submit it, when it's their turn to submit, they're going to click on it, and they're going to browse their computer. And let's see, let me find, I did a mock one. So I saved mine as practice there. So, and then I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to submit it. So then as a student, I connect it here and then I submit. All right, and then eventually, and I didn't get this to work with, I don't know if it's because I'm not a student in my own class or not quite sure why, but then I would go to needs grading, right? And then there would be something for me to click. And then when I grade, I would use the rubric. Okay, I have another class open, and so what I would do is I would do needs grading. And this person was from this summer and I already graded. But what I would do is I would have clicked on their submission. All right, and you know, this is LED, so just kind of looking at the different methods, and you can see they submitted this with Cam Scanner. Okay, so I would look on this, and I'm going to go back, and so in this class, I also had a rubric, so the rubric would be right here. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the rubric, and you can see in this class, here's a rubric, and she got 10 points for that, and so I just clicked it, put the points, and then let me see if I can scroll down here. So in this category, she got 40 points, and so forth. So I just click, and this had a range of points, so I had to kind of go with the range. This one, you know, she got 20 points, and I just gave her some feedback as to why, and so forth. And so then at the end, I could put some comments, and if you hit save, then all these scores go in. So like for ours, there's not a point range. So like when we click on for our assessment, we would just click, 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 and the points at the end would total, and then you would just submit. And so once you do that, then this grade should appear, and then you still have to hit submit again. And so the goal is, and again, you know, this isn't quite our rubric because I couldn't get it to work when I'm not a student. I'll have to talk about that. But again, if you don't know how to do rubrics, definitely we can get you some training on that. So anyway, basically that's what you're going to do. And what's going to happen then from the DMAC perspective is all of those 064 students, all of their work will be archived because it will be in your Blackboard course. And then all of those grades that are in those rubrics can be pulled question by question, total scores, like they can access all that data, and we can access all that data to make changes to our course without having Scantrons and trying to connect it and so forth. So if you need help as it gets closer to midterm, I will let you know. But if you need help attaching it and creating an assignment, if you need me to send the videos that I give my students for Cam Scanner, and again, I do a couple assignments before I ever have students use Cam Scanner, so it's not the first time they're doing it. My students, I give paper and pencil tests, so they have to use Cam Scanner every time they submit a test. So we do a lot of practice before, during tests, so by the time midterms hit, they should be in pretty good shape. So again, if you need help with Cam Scanner apps, I can send videos for you to post, and you can just make an easy assignment like write your name and 5 facts about yourself and use the Cam Scanner app to submit it. And then Blackboard assignments, how to turn those in. There's a video that you can post for your students on that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So again, and then when you grade with the rubric, you just needs grading on Blackboard, and you just click, and then you do what I did earlier. It'll obviously be our rubric. Click on the rubric, click whatever they get that fits that criteria, and then it goes from there. All right, let me know if you need more help, and I can certainly help you in any way possible.